Hello, welcome to today's What's in the Workshop. We're going to be having a look at front brake upgrade on a BSA A10. This is late A10 with the 8-inch full width hub, so this is applicable to that hub. I'll show you what the parts are from as I go through and modifications needed. So let's have a look. So I've fitted here the new brake backplate. The backplate is from a BSA A65 or Triumph T120 or T100 pre-oiling frame, twin leading shoe setup from one of those bikes. I've installed it here into the wheel and trial fitted it onto the bike, and you can see although there is engagement between the fork and the backplate, it's not enough. So ideally the backplate stub needs to be extended by about another 6mm. So I've welded on top here a piece of 10mm alley, and I chose to do that instead of building up with weld because I don't want to get too much heat in here and distort it. So I put the 10mm across, G-clamped that in place, and then tacked it both sides and built the weld round to try and make sure that, limit the distorting. So I'm just taking that back down now to the 6mm, and obviously I've cut the groove through to get that back. It doesn't look very pretty at the minute, but it will do when it's all done, and then we'll trial fit that back on the bike. Okay, so we got it on for test fitting. You can just about see there is clearance between this and the piece of welded on, just. So I think that's just the right, so as much engagement as we can possibly get, so that's good. If anything, it could push that way a little because you've got just a little bit sticking out this side at the minute. So I think that's good. Happy with that. This all works nicely, clearance as well, so once I've got some shoes in there that should be okay. Pull is obviously in the right place still. So next, I've run out of argon unfortunately, because I need to do just a little bit more welding on the bottom of this. Once the argon arrives tomorrow hopefully, I'll finish that off and then I'll hand file this and polish it and make that look like it grew there hopefully. These are welded on now all the way around. As you can see, I've shaped the weld both sides where it's been put on so that it doesn't, it looks fairly factory, looks like a casting. So once that's all back on and completely cleaned up, you hopefully won't know it's been modified. All oiled, ready to go. I'm just waiting now for, I'm missing one of these shims there that go behind the brake shoe. Waiting for those to turn up, and then we can put it back on the bike and see what adjustments need to be made. Right, remaining parts have arrived today, so I've just put this together. One of the reasons that I've done this video is on the forums about doing this conversion, there's a lot of conflicting information. So I thought I'd put something together which hopefully is fairly definitive. Some people were saying that you might need to grind down the brake shoes. So I've just bought standard A65, T120, T100 pre-oiling frame, 8-inch twin leading shoe brake shoes, and as you can see, they fit absolutely fine. Even before doing any adjustments, that's working really nicely, coming on straight away. I haven't had to do anything with regards to any spacers from where it sits on the hub, anything like that. It sits just nicely against the drum, as you'd hope. Doesn't touch anywhere. Perfect fit. Here it is, the finished article. Now, no doubt I'll go to shows and I'll get purists that'll say, oh, that's not original on there. And no, it isn't. And yes, I do like originality, but this bike is lovely to ride. It's got plenty of power, torque, it handles nicely. What it doesn't have is good brakes. And I think there comes a point where you've got to prioritise safety just a little bit over originality. So hopefully that'll be a nice upgrade. Using bits that would have been fitted to later BSAs, yes, but at least it's not modern. I think it looks great, personally. You can machine away this outer edge to make it look more in keeping, but for me, I think it suits the bike. I think it looks really good. So next thing to do is give it a road test. Right, so back from the road test now. It's got a bit dark outside, so I pulled it in the garage. Brakes are absolutely transformed. It's so much better. It's made a huge difference. The feel is better, application is still nice. It's really good. Yes, I probably could have made some improvements to the original brakes. I could have changed the linings, put on a longer arm, could have made them a bit better. But for me, I would rather start with something that is already better, and then I can always modify this if I want even better performance. So very happy with it. And it fits very nicely, really. Haven't had to change any adjusters, any cables, anything like that. It fits all neatly without too much modification. The only slightly tricky bit is just a bit of TIG welding and milling to get that on there located properly. But you probably could have, if you wanted, you could weld onto the fork leg instead. If you've not got a TIG welder and only got a MIG, you could do that. There's options there. Now you may say, well, hang on a minute, why are you doing brake modification on an A10? Because last time that I did a video on this bike, I was sorting a charging issue for someone else. Well, I sorted that charging issue, and I absolutely love the bike. I was chatting to the bloke, and it turns out he was looking to get rid of it, so I just had to. I love it. I think it's brilliant. So hopefully there'll be a few more videos on this. Taking it on rides, little bits and pieces as I go along the way, little modifications maybe. Nothing too much to detract from the original, because I think it's just great as it is. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.